Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Virgo for the middle of October. Now Virgo, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Virgo, I am not offering personal readings, so if you get a DM from somebody about that, that is not me. That is someone impersonating me, and they are trying to steal your money. So please do keep that in mind. There have been a number of going around, and they look very convincing, but that is not me. I also do daily content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Now, if this message resonates, please do consider hitting that like button so other people can see the video. Subscribe for future updates and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I like to do a Celtic cross for these middle of the month readings. If you are curious about what the spread is. So let's see what we have here for you, Virgo. Make sure everything is in view and we'll get right into it for you. All right, that looks just about good enough to me. And what I like to do here is also take 1, 2, 3 cards to clarify as we go along. So energy on the bottom, you have the Two of Pentacles. This is somebody who is potentially weighing options, weighing choices, weighing decisions. You could also think of this card as like somebody who's in the middle of juggling wealth. It's like juggling or fluctuating wealth. So you want to be very careful about like where your money goes, how you spend your money, things like that at this time, because it can tip in either direction. It can be a gain, it can be a loss, anything like that with the Two of Pentacles. Some of you just have a decision to make here. And you know, what I want to say is that the universe might make that for you. Now we have free will, and so the reality is the universe making it for you is the culmination of free will choices that you've already made. I hope that makes sense. But sometimes the universe steps in and changes things because that's what you've asked for. And it may not be conscious, it may be on a subconscious level. So yeah, that's what I feel like maybe some of you are dealing with at this point. Dealing with changes here. So right away in the middle, you have the King of Cups. This is somebody who is, as you can see here, their throne is in a body of water, okay? And so this is somebody who's sitting in water, they're sitting in emotions. They're deciding on how they want to handle something, I feel like in this case. They will make a level-headed decision. They will make a decision that is compassionate. They will not be fiery in the way that they handle something. And actually, sometimes that can be a detriment for a King of Cups because sometimes they allow people to take advantage of them, or they don't act. They're indecisive in some ways. Yeah, like a sort of what is the term here? Like a sort of like laziness, like not going after, like not being ambitious type of energy because they're so in the water type of deal. And so for some of you, that may be just coming in here to say like, look, there's a choice that needs to be made. You might be weighing options. You know, you may need to just sort of balance fire and water here. But I also feel like you are going to make a level-headed, compassionate decision, one that's not going to rock the boat, if you will. Now, in the problem position, you have the Ten of Swords. Something's ending, okay? The issue is that you see that something's ending. And this is something that's completely done, dead, over with. Endings can be challenging, all right? It can be very challenging, especially if you're emotionally invested in something, which you certainly could be with this King of Cups energy here. However, Ten of Swords and any ending really, if you choose to look at it this way, is also a new beginning. And it also gives you a chance to release yourself from what is no longer serving you, okay? And so, yeah, there's something ending, but there's also something else beginning. And I do feel like it might help you to look at that. With the King of Cups, be careful not to stay in the water too much, which is to say don't like stay in negative emotions too much. It's easier said than done sometimes when you're dealing with a challenging situation, but it looks like there is a challenge or a choice to make here that you're just deciding, do you end it? How do you end it? Is it being ended for you? That's also another thing that may be happening here. In this reading. So in the past, you have the Four of Swords. This is somebody who's recovering, okay? Somebody recovering from a loss here in their life or in a situation. You can see that the Three of Swords card is on the banner above them, indicating that they're healing or recovering from a heartbreaking situation. Thing is that this loss is very possibly, although we don't have the Three of Swords on here, it's very possible that this loss is heartbreaking because the Ten of Swords can be challenging. Many people view the Ten of Swords as the most challenging card in the tarot because it doesn't suggest recoverability. It suggests completely done. And so, in the past, it could have been that, even though the Three of Swords isn't there, it could have been something, I don't know why I'm getting that energy, okay? And I feel like you've maybe taken time to recover from something and now it's time for you to move on. And in the future, you have the Four of Pentacles here. So we have this 4-4 energy, which is interesting. Stability, really. Stability happening here with this Four of Pentacles. That's what I definitely like to see with this reading. I do feel like more likely than not, finances are stabilizing with this Two of Pentacles. I don't know that it's time for you to go on a luxury cruise or jet set or whatever. I mean, if that's what you're doing, then do it. But I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but I'm saying with this energy here, it's like finances are stable. Like you're fine. You're getting your bills made, everything like that. But this pentacle here could easily tip to the other side. And I hopefully that, you know what I mean by that. Hopefully that makes sense. Like you just want to make sure that you are using your resources carefully at this time. And along with that, in your conscious awareness here on your thoughts, you have the Hermit card, which is somebody who is sort of traveling the universe here. You can see the universe in the background. And they have their walking stick, they have their lantern. Their gray beard suggests that they are wise. They are sort of like the old sage that you go to, full of wisdom. This is, by the way, Virgo, the Virgo card. And so I feel like what's going on here is maybe the message here is that you are making a choice for you. And I don't think it's a bad thing to have yourself on your mind with how you handle that, or to have your own best interest here at heart around this particular situation. And so that's what I'm feeling like maybe is going on here. Now, you may also realize that you have mastered the ability to handle these situations, and that's maybe something that you need to rely on or lean on. Now, in this lower situation here, you have the Tower, okay? This is the subconscious. This is below the surface, what you may not see. This is the universe coming in and shaking something up. This is what I said in this opening message about how the universe may do this for you. The universe may come in. The Tower is really the universe saying, you know what, whatever you're doing right now is not working, and so we're going to change something up for you. And you can view the Tower as actually a blessing in disguise, because who wants to live in a house of cards, okay? This is the exposure of an illusion. Nobody wants to live in illusion. And so just keep that in mind, okay? A lot of people get afraid of this card, but really it takes you to the next step in the journey, which is the Star. And so you can really choose to view it as a blessing in disguise. Try to the best of your ability to not be afraid of any of these cards. So now where you're headed here, starting off in your current, or how you are influencing the situation, you have the Queen of Cups. And I use multiple decks here, but this is very interesting. You're not the first person to have this Queen of Cups in this position. And so it's interesting. If you have any Libra in your chart, definitely check that out. It's interesting because you also come before Libra on the zodiac wheel, but at any rate, Queen of Cups, you are having compassion for yourself here. I also need to point out that we have this King and this Queen of Cups energy here, counterparts, divine counterparts potentially. You may be ending it with somebody. It doesn't matter what gender they are, by the way. This is just feminine and masculine energy. But, you know, what I really think this is talking about, since this is your influence, how you're handling the situation, you're putting yourself first, and you're treating yourself with compassion here. You're not looking for that externally, which I think is actually quite a good thing for you here. And so, yeah, definitely like to see that. Now, in your external influence, what you can't control what's happening is you have a word of caution here, okay? Do you see the crab? The crab is represents on the moon the deep hidden parts of the ocean, okay? It's the things that we can't see. And the moon does say that there's maybe something that's not as it appears. In your hidden, it's also very interesting because you have this tower as well in the subconscious. And so there's something here going on at a subconscious level for you where, you know, you may just want to really take note of dreams, intuitive messages, and things like that. Because as this is in the external, I do feel like the universe is going to be hitting you or pinging you with things like, hey, listen, Virgo, listen, listen, listen. And this could come in different ways. Okay, it could come in the dreams, it could come in conversations with others, come in movies, you know, song lyrics, anything like that that may be coming in here. It's, yeah, that's what I feel like is going on here. Now, in your hopes and fears, you have the Queen of Wands. This is somebody who is fiery. This is somebody who's bold and courageous. And you know what? They will have that tough conversation, the Queen of Wands, and they'll do it with passion, and they might even burn a bridge. Okay, they might even burn you. And that's the thing with the Queen of Wands, where what I think is going on here is you may be dealing with a Queen of Wands type person, but really, actually what's happening is I feel like you are worried that you are going to be too fiery, that you're going to hurt somebody or burn somebody here. And that's what I think is going on. I don't know that that Queen of Wands is a person, much less a quality of yourself here that you're fearful of releasing. You do have a number of people on this board, not including the Hermit. You have 2 kings, 2 queens. So take that for what it is. I feel like maybe you're dealing with people in October. You have in your outcome here the King of Pentacles, somebody who's wealthy, somebody who's luxurious, somebody. But the thing is, this was not handed on a silver platter for them. The King of the King of Pentacles suggests that they've worked hard for this, and along with that, they've achieved this level of status by sticking to their routines and sticking to what they know to be true. What I actually feel like is going on here is, the other thing is the King of Pentacles going to make a practical decision, rational, wise, practical decision. And with that Hermit influence here in your conscious awareness, I do see you handling this option that you're weighing here in a rational way, in the right way, if you will. And so I definitely like to see that for you. Let's go ahead and start to clarify this message here and pull these 3 clarifiers to see what we have. Now, you have the Justice card. Yeah, look, weighing options. You see the scales here, okay? This is the divine scales balancing out and tipping in your favor. You have it here with the 2 of Pentacles as well. So this is saying, the Justice card says that you will get the outcome you deserve. Whether it's going to tip in one way or the other way, ultimately you're getting what you deserve here. And that doesn't need to be a bad thing, okay? It doesn't need to be a bad thing at all. It's all about karma. The Justice card is one of the karma cards in the tarot, indicating that the choices you made up to this point are now deciding where that scale tips. You also here have the Knight of Pentacles. You know, this is dependability. This is somebody who's hardworking. This is like very similar to the King of Pentacles. It's like the, I don't want to say younger, but or lower. It's just like the sort of the initial, it's like what you are before you become the King or the Queen of Pentacles, right? Because this comes before those 2 cards. And so some of you have learned from experience, this is also indicative of financial events or events happening where, you know, you're going to take something slow and steady here. That's what I feel like is going on. You also have this 5 of Swords. Yeah, there was a loss. You have this 5 and this 10 of Swords, indicating that potentially, you know, someone has hurt you here. Someone has there was something here that you need to get off your chest, or like you need to have a conversation with somebody, is what I feel like. For some of you, this could be in any context, because, in this reading, I haven't really talked about love or career. I feel like I've kind of mixed both. I just feel like there's somebody who, like, there's a conversation that's going to be had here and you're weighing an option. It could be in literally any context in this reading. So let's go ahead and clarify this even more. Let's pull some clarifiers to see what we get. So improving health, I definitely like to see that, especially with the King and the Queen of Cups. I definitely feel like, part of this is mental and emotional health as well. It doesn't always need to be like a physical health. It could also be the health of a relationship. You're ready. I love that card. This is the last card in this Oracle deck, indicating you've come to a culmination point and you're ready to have this conversation and handle this. You also have within the next few months. So, this suggests to me that it may not happen right away. I don't know. In this reading, I feel like it has been, especially with the urgency of the Tower. And I feel like maybe there's been something that's happened within the last few months. That's sometimes how I read that. But yeah, I mean, between now and the end of 2021, I do see you having a conversation with somebody that may be challenging. There may be an ending here within this year, but of 2021. But like, ultimately, this is leading you to something pretty good, with the outcome being the King of Pentacles. So do keep that in mind. Leading you into new places, especially financially or materially, rather, with the Two Pentacles, 2-4 Knight, King of Pentacles. So for sure, you have family room, lovers, toil and labor, unexpected income, sudden wealth, and distant horizons. So like I said, this can be in any context. Some people this is family, some people this is friends, some people this is lovers that you have this decision to make. There are a number of cards here indicating the hard work that you do and the hard work that you've put into either a relationship or a situation. Toil and labor, King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Definitely you've been working hard around something. And I do feel like if this is work related, unexpected income and sudden wealth, like you may just randomly get a nice increase or just new contracts or some sort of random money that you weren't expecting. Definitely looks very good for that. The distant horizons, again, is suggestive of like within the next few months there are good times happening. And so I definitely feel like something between now and the end of 2021 is working out. So thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website, zaneintuitive.com. I'm also very grateful to the people donating down below. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you in the next one.